This was shared on the Reddit subsection by Lil Green Ghouls 3. Oh, yeah, and Lucy's vet appointments in January. Lil Green Ghouls 3 shared this over on the Reddit subsection, which is just reddit.com/r/getyournewsonwithron. And Barack Obama. So we've talked about what Barack Obama has done since leaving office. And none of it's been good. He's been insisting on his library in Chicago, even though it screws the community over, and he's not supporting the community at all. He's actually thumbing his nose at them. He goes around giving speeches for about $500,000 a pop or more and wags his finger at voters. He's popped back into the state of California to endorse people like Dianne Feinstein. Oh, boy. And as far as where he stands in 2020, where does he stand in 2020? Well, anyone but Bernie. He's making that clear. There's been alleged private conversations where he said he will stop Bernie Sanders. What's up, Lucy? You can jump up on my lap if you want. I don't know if you can hear him meowing. So here's another update on that. Here's something he said recently about old white men, or it might have just been old men in general. We'll go to the article and find out. But old men not getting in the way or staying in the way. And that's a problem. They're not getting out of the way. Barack Obama was talking about this. And he wasn't referring to Joe Biden. Spoiler. By the way, don't have a black shirt on. You can kind of see Lucy. Huh? How about those apples? All right. Barack Obama is going after old men, but his real target is Bernie Sanders. This is an opinion piece from The Guardian by Jessa Crispin. All right, so Obama accused old white men in politics of not getting out of the way. The comments seem to be pointed at one old man in particular, Bernie Sanders. All right, so here's the piece. At the latest event in Singapore, Obama announced that women were indisputably better leaders than men. If the whole world was run by women, Obama speculated, you would see a significant improvement across the board on living standards and outcomes, while potentially opening himself up to 1 million hate tweets by Hillary Clinton supporters. I disagree with that, by the way. I think that, Hillary and Obama are pretty much linked at this point. I don't think anyone... I guess there might be some diehard Hillary people that still hold a grudge about 2008, but I don't know. But the comments seem to be pointing at one old white man in particular, Bernie Sanders. Yep. There are two old white men. Oh, I like this in the article, by the way. I'm going to read this. This is pretty funny. There are two old white men running in the race for the nomination, Sanders and his good old pal, best bud forever, Joe Biden. The billionaires Michael Bloomberg and Tom Steyer don't count here because I'm not convinced they're not both Spider-Man villains. I like that. That's funny. And while Obama's withholding of an official endorsement does seem pointed, that he won't straight up endorse Joe Biden, the more likely target of his continued frustration is Sanders. And by the way, what is Obama frustrated about? Let's remember what Obama is frustrated about, because he's rich beyond comprehension, by the way. Obama has gotten super, super rich since being in office and since leaving it. Dude's set. He is so set. He is as content as this cat on my lap is right now. And this is one happy cat right now. She is purring away. I'm not going to mention the V word again. Not going to say it. Starts with a V. There's one letter in the middle. Ends with a T. Not going to say it. But it's that time of the year for her. So she's going shortly after the new year. Anyway, so... what is he stressed out about? What is his frustration about? Does he really care who wins or loses in 2020? Yeah, he does. But why? Because of his own ego. Because of his own, quote, legacy. He doesn't want the Affordable Care Act. By the way, Mitt Romney's healthcare plan. He doesn't want Mitt Romney's healthcare plan to be dismantled for a single-payer system. Which it wouldn't necessarily be, quote, dismantled. It would just be taken to its completion. The whole point of having a, quote, baby step was that eventually we wanted to get to a universal single-payer system. At least that's what we were told. That's what we were told. Maybe that was never the intention in the first place. Obama wasn't really for single-payer, at least not in 2008 when he got elected. Maybe he was for single-payer before that. Apparently in 2007 he was. But on the campaign trail, he was not. So this is about, which, and Graham Elwood said this, and I agree with it. Like, why don't you just let your legacy be gay marriage? That was an amazing day. We were all celebrating in the streets. That was awesome. same-sex marriage legalized. That's such a huge societal, amazing moment. Why can't that be your legacy? That's a great legacy for any. Why can't you just hope people just remember that and they don't remember, all the drone strikes or the way you deregulated the housing market or the way you, gave a bailout to the banks and the motor industries, but not any of the people. And, let that be your legacy. Why does your legacy have to be this healthcare plan that is tragically flawed and leaves 30 million people out in the cold? Why does that have to be your legacy? Why is that a legacy to protect? It isn't. So Obama's proving that what matters most to him is his ego. And that's not the guy that I thought I was voting for in 2008 or 2012. Really isn't. And by the way, there's nothing of substance here. It's just an ageist rant. That's all it is. And it is ageist. That is ageist. Why isn't anyone calling Obama out for ageism? All right, so let's see what else he said here. Now, just last month, the article reminds us, just last month it was reported by Politico that Obama had privately spoken about the Vermont senator seeking the Democratic presidential nomination, Bernie Sanders, saying that while he is mostly taking a hands-off approach to the primary, if Sanders started to win, he would speak up to stop him. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Obama's mostly hands-off, unless the guy who actually plans on helping people gets far. If the guy who actually plans on giving everyone health care, who wants to do something about student loan debt, who wants to make college tuition free, all those other programs a lot of other countries take for granted. The guy that wants to do that here in the richest country in the world, and we could pay for it many times over. The guy who's actually speaking up about the Pentagon and war budgets, addressing how it's completely out of control and we need to change our economy of war, that guy. If that guy starts to make gains, Obama's going to stop him. So when he was saying hope and change, really there were a few words he left out where it's like, I hope we don't have to change anything. All right, good job, Obama. Good job, Obama. Old white man. Except really it's just one old white man that I don't like because it could hurt my ego. Great.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting